Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Chapter 10. So, this chapter is going to be covering advanced text analytics and algorithms. So, this chapter is really diving in on what is text analytics, and it also is going to correspond with your discussion posts as you look at a text analytics software. Pretty cool stuff. Text analytics processing, the market that is going through 2020, types of uses and cases of text analytics, how can you can use text analytics, the future and trends and algorithms, issues all corresponding with text analytics, and an introduction of free platforms. We'll also be looking at what is the right platform when you're trying to assess your text analytics for an organization. So, what is text analytics and why would you study it? Well, it is the turning into text into numbers so you can run mathematical and algorithm operations, regressions and classifications, neutral networks, and Bayesian equations from transfer data to get insights that we might not otherwise have. So, the world is full of all this text data, and having a platform to operate on large amounts of textual information can be an immense value to organizations if it yields vital information. So while the algorithms that are mentioned in this chapter are applied in context of text analytics, there are use of many other domains of science that actually transfer all of this data. We believe that text analytics can be used more widely than it is, but for now, most organizations really just remain for a niche activity. So most organizations don't really understand what it is or how to use it. Text analytic markets and common use of cases. So text analytics is a really growing market. It was established it's estimated to reach $6.5 billion by 2020 and a growing rate of 25% per year from 2013 through 2020. The text analytics supply necessary data to customer relationship management tools, predictive analytics, and brand reputation management. So, in this graph right here, we're looking at business, marketing, analytics, and education and law enforcement. So, some common uses for text analytics in business would be to gain competitive intelligence, organizing and categorizing documents, HR, so the voice of the employee, records of retention, risk analysis, and website navigation. Upcoming trends for text analytics. So, what they think will be coming up next would be multilingual text analysis that will be increasing. Analysts will gain recognition as key business solutions capabilities increase. Machine learning, stats, and language engineering will coexist. Image analysis will enter the mainstream. Speech analytics with videos will emerge. Expanding emotion analytics are soon arriving, which has already been prototyped because this book was published in 2018. It's still kind of progressing as I was trying to find some more information. And the iOS emoji analytics are a standard feature in most platforms. So, emojis, we use them a lot sarcastically, good, bad, neutral. A lot of people use emojis to communicate an experience, and text analytic platforms are now starting to use the emojis to decode what a consumer is saying in a review or just a post in general. Specific reasons for using text analytics is hearing from people provides tremendous valuable insights. Text can be used alongside statistical measures to build predictive models that are stronger than possible, and whether each measures alone or with text alone. Textual data can actually give useful insights in a variety of cases of customer sentiments, which are also known as VOC. Healthcare, patient hospital, financials, which would be stock trading, and voluntary optional mining. This is without survey data. Text analytics can also be used to get customer sentiment in ways customers are reluctant to share voluntarily by mining their textual data. So, text analytics, the preparation for the whole process. First of all, most text information is unstructured data, of course, right? So, for the standpoint of text analytics process, we need to be structured in its very specific format. So, you have to turn it into the preparation process. The first thing you need to do is for text analytics apps to count the words to be chosen in the documents. Calculating the word distance from a word of interest, such as wellness or illness, and choosing the word category via like processing, employing, or complex algorithms. The goal at this stage is for the process to produce clean text data that has been a sentence structure, punctuation, and the word grouping eliminated. The second thing you have to do is look at the raw text and transform it into a set of information that is placed into internal text table for further processing. And then finally, the frequency of the words are counted and then normalized by running mathematical operations on a table element. Here is just an example of some cases in text analytics. So for social media text analytics, it can help with sentiment analysis. It can help find trends and trend mining. It can do intention mining and conceptual or concept mining. So in a sentiment analysis, this is useful for computational methods of gathering sentiment, opinions, appraisals, and emotions from a text. The following computational analysis are performed: polarity analysis. It identifies the tone of communications as both positive or negative. Entity identification, categorization, and emotional tracking. This is the identity of an emotion or subject of communications. And then a context analysis, which determines the context of social media posts and other forms of customer communication. Topic mining. So topic mining is understanding what the text document is actually about. So thinking about that, an LDA, or a latent Dirichlet allocation, words are automatically clustered into topics with a mixture of themes in a document. They also can use probabilistic latent sentiment indexing, given a document calculating the probability of certain topics are covered within the document. It's also given a certain topic the likelihood that the word would be used in it. So the purpose of concept mining. Concept mining is used to understand concepts discussed in document. So mapping a word into concepts is ambiguous, and there are several ways that researchers can go about it. So they need to keep in mind each word in the document may relate to several possible concepts. And the following computational analysis are performed: keyword extraction. Keyword extraction extracts words in a document that classifies them by type and structure. And cinematic similarities. This uses ontologists to relate words to the right context in both words in a document based on the document's topic, like what it's about, which has to be determined first. Then once the words are related in the right context, the concepts can be extracted from whatever you're analyzing. Most text analytic operations require ETL, which is extract, transfer, and load processing. So while the text we read has a structure and an organization based on language grammar, it is actually not well organized for text analysis. So for this text, they must be transformed and placed into a repository where it can actually be data mined using the extract, transfer, and load processing system. So in this example, they're saying that ERP, flat files, and CRM all go into this extract, transfer, and load processing, which ends up going to your data warehouse. Text and analytics industry uses cases like munical pluralities. It is predictive analytics, text analytics that are around call centers to support public welfare initiatives. Financial institution, manufacturers, and retailers, they use text analytics to support a range of applications, including marketing, risk monitoring, staff recruitment, and more. In addition, financial institutions use the data to look at like the next black swan, or a term to describe the next debacle. Aviation industry is analysis reports from pilots, mechanics, and other personal identifiable patterns related to airline safety. And then financial industries are incorporation and customer feedback in an effort to improve service levels and reduce fraud.